Hi, I'm Andrew Stevenson, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a book with tabs. Now, tabs are useful for things like telephone books or password manager books, things that you need to alphabetize or organize in a set way. This one's going to be a little bit more advanced than others you may have seen on Amazon, but it's really simple to make. So I'll just start by setting up the document. It's going to be a 6x9. As usual, you can make this any size you want. Going to ignore the colour because it will be black. Just quickly put the margins in. And we are going to use bleed. So this is the basic document. We will be working in the master page and we will be using the bleed. The idea of this and all tab books are that it makes it easier for the user to flick through it and find the information they want rather than having to go through each page. And to do that, we are going to be utilising how the bleed works. So we will start off in the master page and we need to create a table. So it's just going to be a small table at the minute, 1 column, 10 rows, and I will drag that to the bottom and I will change the width of the table to 1.2 inches. I'll set the rest of the table while I'm here. So that's the table as it is. I don't want any lines at all. I don't want you to even know there's a table there. So we use the border tool for that. There we go. I've explained how to use these border tools before. You basically select the area you want to manipulate and then you can change the colour or you can change the line style. But this is how I want it. I'm going to leave the top cell blank, and in this bottom cell I'll just align first, and in the second cell, is where I want the information to start. So change the font colour to white, change the font size. Remember, you can change the font size and font style to any you want. I will just leave it with regular Arial, but I will up the size. And here we type in the information we want. Obviously you can't see it because it's white, but we'll change that by changing the fill of the cell to black. That makes the white stand out. And as you can see, the black cell goes over into the bleed, so that when we put a few of these pages together, there will be a black square formed on the fore edge of the book, the bit of the book that's opposite the spine. When it's shut, you'll see a black area, and that'll help whoever's using it to find the right bit of information they want. A lot of books just have the square in one place, so you get one big black bar across the fore edge, which doesn't really help that much, although you can flick through the book still. We're going to have a laddered approach, so I'll have A to D there and then continue down the alphabet, so that when you look at the fore edge of the book, it will look like black blocks in a ladder going down from left to right. To do that though, we do need some more master pages. So I'll just duplicate this, do my next set. Now I am just going to work on one side of the page because I will end up just copying things over. It's easier. Remember to delete the one above as well. And it's as simple as that. Just do this for as many sections as you need. Oops. So I'll quickly do this and I'll come back here when it's done. So that's it. As you can see, I've got each tab filled in with letters from the alphabet. You can have this organised however you feel. You could have more than the 4 or 5 cells I've got there, or indeed 8 or 9 cells. I just think this is a nice big size to make it worthwhile. You could rearrange the letters so you don't have to have them. I've got them equal all the way through, apart from the last, which leaves Y and Z together. Organise it however you feel. The next thing to do is to copy drag this over to the other page. So do that now. And remember, you will have to change the alignment and align it to the left, so the black overhang appears there, and all your text is within the margin. Let's do this as quick as possible. This is the final one. You'll notice that I've also put a space there for numbers. It's just nice to have. And that's it. That is the basic premise of the tabbed notebook. It's a bit better than just having one square in the same area. At least this way people can flick through the book and they'll have a vague idea of where they're going to end up. And if they're looking for Y, you know, they'll know that it's going to be in the last black tab on the book. So now I'm going to add the pages. Now, because I have 9 master pages, I've got to set the pages up in groups rather than just one massive page. So I'll add 9 with master page A, including page 2 that was already there. That'll give us 10 pages A to D. And again, just go through the rest of the book, adding so many for each different master page. I'm going to add 10 of each. You can do however many you need. The way I'm doing it though, I will end up with 10 pages for names or addresses beginning with Y or Z, which is unnecessary, but I'm just doing it for simple sake. Work out how many pages you are prepared to make, how many pages you want to pay for being printed, come with your royalty, and then divide them how you see fit. So I'm just going to do 10 for simplicity's sake. Nearly there, one more set. And that's it. That is the basic book. It's a simple book, but it's effective. You'll get all of these lovely black edges going right to the edge of the page, and they will leave that nice tab effect on the foredge of the book, making it easier to navigate. This is all I want to show you today. You can make it your own by adding any sort of detail to it. Say address books, password managers. I'll show you what I've just made. It's a telephone book. Again, you use the blank spaces to niche down. So this is going to be an Art Deco themed one, as you can tell. It's got the same A to D on the 10 pages and then goes down through the alphabet. I've also added a little notes page. And how I did this was very simple. Just did the master page. So you've already got these A to D in there. So I want to turn mine into an address book. So I have left a space for names, addresses, telephone numbers and emails. That's just a simple table with 4 lines. A simple table with 4 rows and 2 columns. I set it up by having no external frame to it and just having internal horizontal lines and then the bottom horizontal line. And because I want to put an image behind it, I want to get my niche all the way through it, I put an Art Deco seamless pattern on the page, and then because of that I had to put a grey square around the text, otherwise I'll just hide that. Otherwise, you couldn't see it. So the grey text, the grey rectangle is there to highlight the text. Each letter has its own pattern, done all in the same way. I may do a video on this because it is easy to make, but it really does niche you down. You can do anything you want on these patterns. So I've done Art Deco. You could have any sort of work related patterns if you are going to target this to mechanics or hairdressers or any sort of business. Use these images to tie it to that niche. Use the title page. There's a little fancy font, another Art Deco pattern, and it just helps again nail the niche. I added 10 pages for notes as well at the back. It's made in exactly the same way. These lined papers are made using the table technique, which again I've made a video on. I will link to that in the cards and in the description, with another grey square, grey rectangle around it, because see, you wouldn't be able to see it otherwise. And that's just another seamless pattern. If you export, this is what it looks like. This didn't take long at all to make. Once you've got the fiddly bit of this table set up, then you can do it how you please. So now I've got this set up, I could save it and I know it's there if ever I want to make another, either a different type of telephone book. I could make, say, password managers, and it could all be using this template here. It's really simple. It's another way to stand out instead of just making lined journals that say password manager on the cover or telephone book. This is the skeleton that you can add all of these things to. You could make any sort of address book you wanted. You could make any sort of password manager book you wanted, and all it takes is just a few images and you've nailed your niche down. You could do it for any sort of hobby. If you were, say, involved in a model train enthusiast group, why wouldn't you choose an address book that was catered towards model trains? It only takes a small amount of effort to make a plain book into something a little bit more special. So in the next video I will show you how to make this or something similar. As I said, it really is very easy. Once you've done the fiddly work of getting this skeleton set up, this is just all fun. Adding embellishments that drive home your niche will get you in front of a specific target audience, and it's fun. seeing how you can design things. You can also, if you want to, use colour images. KDP do a standard colour now as opposed to premium. It is a lot cheaper. You could make a 100-page book for maybe $4.50. Charge a tenner for it, and you're making a couple of dollars there. But for me, the black ink works well, especially for the Art Deco theme. So that is it for today's video. Please do like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and also you get notifications of when I do these sort of videos. And the tutorials are really useful, I think. I've had a few bits of feedback. People are making books and they're selling them already. And these simple things that you can make but then customize to hit any and every niche you can think of, they're just gonna really up your KDP game. You could make 50 of these address books or password manager books in slightly different niches. It'll take you however long it takes to change these images in the background, and then you've got a new book. The tricky bit is setting up the skeleton first to add your adornments on. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.